so hi. What I'm thinking for today, honestly, is just like going back to basics. So nothing kind of like fancy, no theme, just this idea of like reintroducing movement into our system. Um, with that being said, take it at your own pace. If your body is still feeling really sluggish after the holidays and taking probably the better part of a month off, um, slow it down, make it work for you today. I do have a squishy ball so that we can do some inner like stuff. I'd also like to take it behind the back and do some pelvic curls and some pelvic tilts. I feel like maybe some of you don't have the squishy ball. You can always use a foam roller, actually. I was thinking about this morning that you can just place, even if you have a small one, those like really short ones, you can place that under the low back and it gives you the height and the feedback for the lumbar spine. So, squishy ball in between your knees. Have your feet kind of just resting where they need to be. And we're going to roll ourselves down onto your back. And you're just going to remind yourself that this doesn't need to be a very large or a very big movement. So before we even begin, breathe into the abdomen. So feel that your belly is expanding. On the exhale, start your breath deep into the pelvic floor and feel that everything is lifting. And then you are drawing the rib cage down to get that upper and lower abdominal contraction and let it go. Okay, we're going to do it again. We're going to exhale to feel the pelvic floor is lifting. You are taking a little bit of a scoop, and then your ribs are contracting downwards. Let it go. Okay, do that again. I was driving through Waterloo yesterday, actually, and I don't know where it was, like kind of like where the Zayers is. I don't even know what two streets they are, regardless. There was the sign, and it was like, oh, you can do 3,000 Kegels in 3 minutes with our bladder lift control system. Must have been some sort of like dermatology clinic, maybe. And I just thought, oh my goodness, I do not think that is good for anyone's pelvic floor to constantly be engaged that aggressively. Because you still need to feel that like you're coming into the relaxing phase of the movement, not just the activation. Okay, I digress. You're going to tuck your tailbone here and let the ribs settle again. Take the arms overhead. So let's just fully take the arms out of the equation because I know I like to help my core with my hands sometimes. And just feel that as your pelvic floor is lifting, you're tightening the lower abdominals. And that's causing your knees to squeeze together. And if you have a squishy ball, awesome. You could also use a pillow at home and let that go. Okay, do that again. We're going to exhale to squeeze, 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 squeeze. And let that go. Deeply engage. And what I'd love for you to feel here is that like the engagement is like starting on the inside of the knee and it's zipping all the way up, almost like towards your belly button, and it's pulling all of the inside muscles with it. Okay, one more. We're going to exhale, 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 scoop, 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 and let that go. Take the hands behind your head. Bring your elbows just so you can see them within your peripheral vision. Bring your chin to nod in towards your chest. We're going to lengthen out through the cervical spine. So almost feel like you're trying to traction your head back. And then this is going to be an inhale. Prepare. Exhale, squeeze into your squishy ball and then lift up through the backs of your shoulder blades. And we're going to go really high right onto kind of like the tip of where your bra line might be. And you're still squeezing into this ball, letting the engagement happen. And then we're going to breathe in as we lower. As you exhale, tighten, lift, squeeze. And breathe in, come on down. Exhale, tighten, lift, squeeze. Inhale down. Can you feel that it's not your hands that are bringing you up? In fact, you could pull your hands fully away from the back of your neck and this would change nothing of the exercise. This time, as you curl up and squeeze from that rib cage region, we're going to make 2 little pulses. We're going to go lift, lift, and we're going to hold. Do that 2 more times. Exhale, exhale, hold. Repeat again. Lift, lift, hold, and lower down. Still feel that tractioning through the back of the spine. I've almost lost my ball. Okay, we're going to take that same action into a little bit of oblique stuff. So elbows are wide, feet are on the floor, squishy ball is still squishy. We're going to curl up and direct the right rib cage to the left knee. Breathing in here, this is where we prepare. As you exhale, curl up and twist. Keep your hips level, squeeze into the squishy ball, and lower down. Exhale, curl to the other side, so we come up and twist, and down. Exhale, curl up, twist, and down. Exhale, starting from the knees, working through the inner thigh, low pelvic region. Exhale, twist, squeeze, and down. We're almost there. Exhale, twist, squeeze, and down. This time, when you come to your left, we're going to make those little pulses in that set of 3. So we're going to go lift, lift, hold. Still squeeze into the squishy ball. Twist, twist, hold. One more time. Twist, twist, hold, and down we come. We are going to go right into like the right twist. So breathe in here. As you exhale, curl, twist, hold, squeeze. And now we make those movements. Twist, twist, hold. Lift, lift, hold. One more time. Lift, lift, hold, and exhale your body down. We're going to bring your squishy ball underneath the low back. You can also use a foam roller here. What else can you use if you're at home? A pillow. You can actually take if you have like a bolster or a really thick pillow that you can fold in half, that works as well. Bring your arms down by your side, lengthening out through the C-spine, and your shoulders are relaxed. Even here, let's start that position where we're scooping the tailbone and we're feeling that your rib cage is heavy to the mat. And this is just going to set up our posture. Bring one knee into reverse tabletop, find balance, and opposite leg. Alternatively, if you don't have anything, you can just do this with your back on the floor. I just love how this initiates that engagement of the total core. Okay, let's tap the right foot down, being really mindful to still the rib cage and the hip bone, and exhale, pull in. Okay, so we're going to tap down and exhale, pull in. We're going to go exhale, pull, tap, pull, down, lift, tap, lift. 5, up, tap, up, in, tap. We're going to bring the right foot down. We're going to go tap the toe, tap the heel, tap the toe, tap the heel. Tap, 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 tap. 3, 2, 1. And exhale, pull in. Wonderful. Let's do left leg. So we're going to go tap, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, and then pull it on in. Actually, let's start with your right hand. Bring your left hand to, almost lost my squishy ball there. Take your left hand towards the right knee. Your right arm can probably just stay down for stability. You're going to push the knee into your hand, but simultaneously, what I'd like you to do is push your hand into your knee. And this will kind of seal in this like oblique sling of your core. We're going to hold that contraction and slowly extend the left leg straight, but keep pushing your right knee in and then pull the left knee in. This is all about what the right leg is doing or the right knee is doing rather than the left. So we're going to go press and in, press and in. Let's go 4, 3, 2, one more. Press and in. Let that left arm go. The right hand builds up that tension here. Right hand into the inside of the left knee. Push the knee into your hand and then push your hand in towards your knee. And then right leg and in. I am significantly weaker on this side, it feels like. I too have honestly done nothing since the middle of December. Lily and I did like one Pilates class together at one point. And other than that, it was just me and the couch and our Christmas tree. Let's go 4, 3, 2, hold, pull in, and then let the arms come down. Bring your feet down to the floor. And if you're on a squishy ball, move your hips from side to side. We're going to lift the hips up, find that engagement, move into your bridge, and roll yourself down. Take your squishy ball or whatever prop you're using and bring it to your side, arms down by your side. We'll move it to our bridge sequence here. This is not your biggest, most bendiest bridge. This is about finding that engagement between where your hamstrings meet the upper glute region. So we're going to tuck the tailbone, push firmly into your feet, and now lift the hips up. Think about drawing your hips towards your feet and then lift your hips up again. And then roll your spine down. Go vertebra by vertebra. Make this like an undulated or like a succulent movement where, so like kind of sometimes when I'm doing bridges, sometimes I definitely consider them to be a glute and a hamstring exercise, 100%. But for today, instead of making this all about strength, make this about bringing like fluid through your system. So as you slowly move the rib cage down, down, and then the spine down, down until finally your pelvis, you're trying to separate or create some space between each and every vertebra, which brings in like the hydration, the blood flow. You kind of increase this like fluid that exists between your vertebra and all your joint spaces. Or you can just make it about your glutes. Okay, let's do one more. And we're going to go down, slow, slow. Think about squeezing your glutes on the way down and let that go. Take your right leg straight, interlock your hands onto the left knee and pull it in. Right hand stays on top of the left knee and your left hand goes down the shin so you're like mid-leg. Breathe in here. As you exhale, we're going to curl up and then we're actually going to twist a little bit to the left and come back down. We're going to do that again. So we're going to curl and twist. Exhale, come back down. We're going to do one more. Curl and twist. Exhale, release. Let's switch. Left leg comes straight. Right leg is significantly tighter. So now we'll have left hand kind of by the front of the knee and your right hand slides down. This just gives you space to twist a little bit so you can actually bend your elbow. So I'm going to curl up and rotate. Try to keep your left leg down so that what we end up doing is creating this like really lovely kind of like stretchy, strengthening movement for the upper part of your psoas. One more. Curl and twist. And exhale, come on down, pull both knees in. You can roll over to one side or make your way up into a seated position. With either your foam roller or your squishy ball. I'm not going to lie, I actually like this better with a foam roller, but I don't know where mine is. It's far enough away that I don't want to get it. You're going to take your squishy ball underneath your rib cage. Bring your hands behind your head. Elbows are wide again. And what this does is like when you have your elbows wide, it sets your shoulders into what is considered the scapular plane. And it's just the easiest place for your shoulders to rest. If you're like way out here, you end up jamming your shoulder blades. And then if you're in here, I don't know, it just can't be very comfy. What we're going to do is we're going to arch through the back. We're going to feel some of that extension happening. And then as you exhale, we're going to lift, 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 and then try to come a little bit higher. And then find that arch again. And exhale to come on up. All right. Find your movement. Let's do two more. One more. As you come up this time, we're going to make 8 little pulses here. Let's go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold on to the legs if you need that extra assistance. And come on up. We're going to take our squishy ball out to the side and let's come down onto our tummies. Hands on top of one another, forehead onto the hands. And feel like you're trying to lengthen out the legs. Shoulders come away from the ears so that we're not hiking up too much. And press out through the feet, like your feet are trying to reach to the very back edges of your mat. Push into your hands to start and start to elevate your chest away from the floor. The gaze moves just slightly forward beyond your mat. When you get to the height here, push into your hands even more and roll yourself down. Okay, let's firm up through the legs and lift. And exhale down. Keep going. Lift. And down. Exhale, extend. This time we are going to do something a tiny bit different. We're going to lift up here. Bring your elbows in towards the side of your chest. Head is still down. Your back is still somewhat extended. And we're going to make little pulses coming up, firm through the legs. We don't want a lot of kind of this back leg lifting here. What we want to do is settle into the pubic bone and feel that you're lifting and moving from the mid rib cage. Okay, we're going to come up and slightly down, up and slightly down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come back down. And then bring your forehead down. Move your legs that can wind up a lot of tension. And then we're going to settle up again. So feet, lift the knees, press the hands down. We're going to make this a little bit more passive. Listen to like this idea of like flexibility of your back really. So you're going to push into your hands and straighten out the arms. And this will bring you into a back bend. And then come down. I do weave my hands together here. We're going to lift up. I don't extend my arms all the way. My back does not appreciate that. We're going to go 3, 2, 1 more. Hands down by your side and press yourself up into tabletop. Hands kind of underneath your shoulders, knees kind of underneath your hips, and then untuck your toes. Press firmly through the hands, press firmly into your toes, draw into the low belly, and let's hover the knees. And then bring the knees down. Exhale, lift, and down. And same thing before, like we're gonna inhale to prepare. Exhale, pelvic floor lifts and down. Let's do 2 more. Let's go 2 and 1. Bring your feet together and shift all the way back into a bit of a child's pose. And move your hips rather from side to side. Walk your hands over to the right. Breathe into the rib cage. And what a weird thing to say, breathe into your rib cage. Of course, you're breathing into your rib cage, but you can be really intentional here. So we take a deep breath in, and you can either let your breath go into your belly, or you can try to stall your breath into the rib cage so that you're creating a little bit of internal pressure to separate the ribs to grow laterally, like kind of like side to side, so that we can fill up even more. And then with this side bendy position, all of those intercostals have to work a little bit harder. Okay, into the middle and then to the other side. Same idea here. So instead of just kind of allowing your breath to move right down into the space of your belly, we pause and we feel that expansion into the intercostals, the lat, the side of the rib cage, all of your side back muscles, and then come into the center. If your knees are okay here, I'd like to just do one last position, which is like, they call it like quad stretch. If it bothers your knees, honestly, this would be the first thing that I let go of. We're going to come up into a high kneeling position. As best as you can, feel that your tailbone is tucking here. Your upper body is elevated and your gaze is just directly forward. Bring your hands over your chest or over your shoulders, junior arms, I guess. Let the stability of your glutes and your hamstrings take over this exercise, and we're going to slowly lean back. As you exhale, you're going to feel that you're pulling your body upwards. Okay, we're going to go back again. We're going to go back, back, hold, and come up. And I'm not going back very far, just enough to kind of feel like, okay, as I come back, my hamstrings work. I can feel the stretch in my quads, and forward. Let's do one more. And settle back down onto your hips. Take your right hand down by your side. Ooh, inside stretch over. Rise up. And then to the other side. Okay, we're going to do one more like this. This time, bring your left hand behind your head, and we're going to rotate up with the upper body. And switch. Left hand down, right hand behind the head. And then we take that right elbow and we rotate. And come on up. And friends of Pilates, let's make that our first class of the year. I will see you same time, same place next Friday morning. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to try really, really hard to get our class up like within that week. But I start online school on Monday. So I haven't kind of quite figured out how my timing is going to work with like school and assignments and kids and work and editing videos. They will get up. They just might not be as quickly as I've been trying to make it, just because I actually don't know what my time is going to look like come Monday. I just want to let you know that. Okay,